You are a traveler with a miraculous device that helps you to leap through time and space. In a flash of light, you now find yourself in 1942, a Japanese-American citizen on the West Coast. Before you can leap again, your device glows red and shuts down. Trapped, you learn you are being sent to an internment camp and are forced to hurriedly attempt to sell or secure your possessions. The difficult rhythm of daily life in the camp is punctuated by time skips, flashes through time that strangely bear resemblance to your current situation. You must learn to survive and gain enough knowledge about your situation to attempt to repair your device and coordinate a time jump. Time Skip Imprisoned is an open-world social simulation game consisting of a series of mini-games in addition to social RPG-type elements. Players will play a set number of days, each corresponding to 7 minutes of real playtime, paused for dialogue. Each day or every few days, players will have the opportunity to play a mix of some thematically significant mini-games such as gardening, avoidance of guards, and baseball. Days will periodically be disrupted by events out of the player's control that will change the experience of the game for the next several game days. At various points in the game, the time traveler player is transported through time again to briefly be reminded of other, more contemporary situations that bear similarities to the internment camps. Despite the idyllic potential of the setup, the game is dark and is meant to skew towards difficult, with rewards for success but meaningful consequences for failure. The target audience is high school students, many of whom are already seasoned gamers and/or have a high interest in games, who don't always see the relevance of the material to their daily lives. In this game, students will learn timelines and dates of specific significant events in Japanese internment camp history. This will be accomplished through the notebook feature, where information encountered in the game is added to a journal that will eventually contain all relevant information needed for compliance with state educational standards. Students will read and interpret primary source material. Players will encounter written dialogue as well as images of newspapers and other media that they will need to make sense of by selecting the best rephrasing of the material to be included in their notebook. Students will relate material to their own personal experience. This will be accomplished through the flash-forward mechanics in the game, which draw more explicit connections between the events of the main plot and events that have happened since. The students who will be playing this game are savvy video game consumers who are looking for a challenge and something other than a dry educational game. By incorporating darker elements as well as an open-world RPG-type format, the game may bear more resemblance to contemporary games they have played and make it more appealing. The core mechanic of this game is its mini-games, which are relevant to the content being presented. These games are played throughout the player's day and can have positive or negative effects. The game starts with a minigame where the player must sell their possessions for much less than they are truly worth in a limited time frame, recreating the circumstances under which Japanese Americans were forced to liquidate their property before being imprisoned. Winning at baseball can increase items in inventory and social standing, which can be used to get more information from non-player characters. Players must also periodically avoid encounters with guards where they can lose social standing and inventory items through a turn-based strategy minigame. A farming and trading simulation is also built into everyday life in the camp. Players maintain a garden for food and can trade and give gifts to non-player characters to obtain different items or increase social standing. This game also incorporates RPG elements such as limiting zones of movement based on time of day, mimicking the terms of the internment camp where prisoners were only permitted to go certain places at certain times of day. There are also extensive dialogue options for non-player characters that will help players fill out their journal, which is the eventual win condition of the game. So what's the special sauce? The unique time travel mechanic that toggles the player seamlessly between 1942 and the present day directly addresses the issue of the students not relating the material to the present and to their own experience. Players will not view these issues as a disconnected fantasy world, but rather as an analog for their own experience. Thanks so much for watching.